Hello, and welcome back to the TV Cast, the show where we talk about TV shows and streaming shows, and we don't care about spoiling them. My name is Tobias, and with me as always is my sister and trusted co-host, Rebecca.
Hello!
Hello! And in today's episode, we're talking about the first episode of the new HBO miniseries, The Penguin. Ooh, starring, what's his name?
Colin Farrell?
Colin Farrell as Oswald Cobblepot. I think, or they don't call him that, right? No, they
Oz.
do say, yeah, Oz, yeah. Either way, it's a continuation of the 2022 Batman movie.
The one with Robert Pattinson?
Yeah, the Batman, where the Penguin played a smallish role as, you know, not the main bad guy, but a bad guy.
Yeah.
And like
kind of like what he is
companion.
here. I mean, he's a henchman basically.
Yeah, and that movie ending with kind of a power vacuum in the crime families of Gotham. You see him staring out over the flooded city like, this place is mine for the taking, and that's kind of where this show starts.
It's literally where it picks up.
Yeah. Although we find out that Falcone's son, Adolfo? No, what was his name?
Yeah, wasn't it Adolfo?
I think it
Al.
is.
They called him Al, I think.
Yeah, is supposed to take over. But through we won't spoil it because it's brand new. I mean, it came out like a couple of days ago. Through certain events, there is a once again there is a vacuum in the leader position of the crime families. So the Penguin, Oz, decides this is his time to rise, basically.
It's time to shine.
His time to shine, yeah. So he sets things in motion. Colin Farrell is back as the Penguin, which...
totally unrecognizable.
Yes.
The makeup is very well made.
Yeah.
Very
Once again, he does a fabulous job at acting as a completely different person. It doesn't really look like the Batman. It has a different, style. Though the sets are similar, but the way it's filmed and stuff like that. But
it's to make it more of a TV show than a movie.
Yeah. Also, I'm glad that I found out this is a limited series. So we're not going to have 6 seasons of The Penguin now. This is going to be like 8 episodes or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's a TV miniseries, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, well, you should do this the right way. What did you think of the first episode of The Penguin?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
I thought it was okay. It was intriguing enough, but I had issues with, like, they're humanizing the Penguin, and I'm just comparing him to the Penguin in the
Batman Returns?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm no, that dude is a monster. He should not be, quote-unquote, the hero in this story. Yeah. No, he should not be the guy who, like, helps the kid from the streets because he was poor once too, you know, he struggled. Like, dude, he was supposed to be, like, born from a rich family and just tossed into sewers because he looked weird. Yeah. This is a different interpretation of the character, though. Of course. I'm fine with that, but yeah, it is the trend of humanizing certain villains. Some villains we don't, but certain villains, like, actually, like... Yeah, he's not a good guy, but you can see why he does the things he does, you know. Yeah. Okay. I don't know, couldn't just made it about the kid he finds who he becomes friends with, basically, and don't just have the Penguin be this weird mentor that could still be a bad guy? Yeah. You can still call it, I don't know. Yeah, do it from the perspective of the kid, but still call it the Penguin, because that's, you know, that's who he's looking at all the time. Intrinsically tied to, the Penguin. It's going to be 8 episodes, by the way. Yeah. So I don't know. I didn't hate it. No, I thought I'm not sure I'm super intrigued and if I'm going to want to watch 7 more episodes. Yes. That's what I'm thinking as well. Because it was very well made. And like we said, Colin Farrell is great. Kristen Milioti as Sophia Falcone is very good. Yeah. She's the only reason I might want to continue watch because I'm a little bit curious about her character. Yeah. She's actually crazy, it seems. Oh yeah, it's another crazy woman though, I'm just saying. Yeah, that's true.
I thought it was good. I thought it was, especially since this is an HBO show. It's not a Max show because it has the HBO home box office.
It became Max.
Yeah,
probably.
They have that logo, so it feels very, very prestige television. And since it's a big bald mobster guy who kind of talks like he's, you know, hey, I'm from the gangsters. I'm a gangster. I'm in New York. It's
I don't know if it was like a choice, but it sounds like he does baby talk at times. Certain words become, you stupid, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the when you bend the R's in the words, talks like this.
But,
No, that's an old, like, that's a Chicago gangster kind of talk.
Yeah, but they sound more intimidating. He sounds like a baby.
I didn't have that problem. I thought he sounds like,
especially when he talked with his mom. I was like, are they baby talking to each other? What's going on here?
Okay, I didn't see it like that. I saw it as like, they're doing gangster
big time gangster.
Yeah. Come on, kid, you're gonna help me with this guy. Yeah.
Most of the time, it was just certain words just went, huh.
But no, what I thought of was, and especially that he's constantly on the move. You're kind of not sympathetic, but empathetic. You understand why he does the things he does.
Sure.
You know, and you know he's like I said, constantly on the move, constantly thinking about, you know, planning and scheming, but then also has time to talk to his mother. He goes to the townhouse to talk to his mom, or the house. This is the Sopranos, basically. He's Tony Soprano. But Tony Soprano before he was the capo de capo.
Yeah, which I'm assuming is where this show is leading towards.
Yes.
He's gonna become the kingpin, you know?
Yeah.
Quite literally, I guess.
Yeah, all I could think of was, oh my god, it's Sopranos season 7, yeah! It's like an origin story, which, you know, we already had that, but that movie sucked ass. So maybe this is a better origin story for Tony Soprano. Because I mean, that's the thing when you do this kind of interpretation of the character, where it's a very, you know, the character from the beginning is very he's a bird joke kind of character. Everything is birds.
Yeah,
that was the whole thing. He was a bird guy in the comic books, but now they want to ground him, making him more realistic. I mean that started with Christopher Nolan movies, trying to make the characters more realistic, and now in this Matt Reeves Batman universe, it's even more realistic. I mean, the Riddler was a 4chan terrorist.
Yes,
it's like Jesus Christ. What was he didn't even make riddles. He just wrote things.
Yeah.
And now basically, you have the Penguin, like, he has a scar and his nose is kind of pointy, but nobody like calls him, yo, bird brain or whatever, you know. There's nothing.
No.
Nobody says to the Penguin about him or makes a joke.
They look down at him because he's different, but they're not hinting at the Penguin stuff.
Yeah. So what about this? And we said this tons of time before. What about this is the Penguin?
Yeah.
Other than in name, how is this a show about the Penguin criminal character from Batman?
I'm hoping that they're gonna lean in towards him, like, when he gets some more notoriety, he's gonna, like, make the Penguin his brand somehow.
They're not gonna do that.
But yeah, they're probably not gonna.
No.
I hope so, but they're not gonna. That's the issue.
The only thing that is kind of like him, but that's just the gangster thing, is that he is, first of all, kind of an old-timey gangster, because that was always his thing. He always had his place of operations was the Iceberg Lounge, the Iceberg Lounge. Yeah. Hey, I'm a businessman, but no, he does deals under the table there, and he wears the suits and everything. It's very 30s gangster, and you know that he's more of a gangster than he's a comic book villain.
Yes.
And he's a gangster here, but once again, it's just a gangster story. That's not what defines him as a villain in Batman.
Exactly.
So how is this the Penguin? It's not.
So far it's only he walks weird and he has a pointy nose.
Yeah.
And he walks weird because he has a clump foot.
Yeah, which is gross.
Yeah.
And it also feels like they're trying to, like, garner some sympathy for him.
Yeah, because it's not just that he's mutant or he's weird like in the old movie. No, he's just deformed and you know, poor thing. But he made it this far, even though he's deformed. That's pretty strong, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he kills people and sells drugs.
Exactly. And he's
He's gonna really wanna.
He's gonna backstab his crime syndicate family, the Falcones in the back. He's gonna backstab them and go over to the Maronis now, because you know. Yeah. Or I'm guessing he's gonna do a Yojimbo thing, or for a fistful of dollars, he's gonna start playing them against each other. I feel. Yes. Yeah. And
that's what the ring was.
He's gonna be in the middle, you know.
That's what the ring was, and that's what the car was in the end. Yeah. It was literally making them two go, it's you. Yeah. And him just going, I'm gonna step back and let you guys kill each other.
Yeah. Also, just want to say, how long have we been recording? 10 minutes, about 10 minutes. This is probably going to be a short episode. Yeah. We could go into details, but I mean, it's just one episode.
There's no point.
No, there's no point, really. There are a couple of things I want to point out, though. Sure. They wanted, like, partially dress him up, sort of like an old-timey gangster in the suit and everything. Yeah. Which he wears sometimes. At the beginning, he mainly wears the leather trench coat, but sometimes he's more dressed up. And it's like, okay, so they're alluding to him being more of a, you know, old-timey guy. Mm-hmm. But it was a choice then in the Batman universe to make his color purple. You know who else is famous for wearing purple in Batman? Yeah. Like, I don't know if that was like a reference to that, but because whatever the Falcone's sister, what was her name? Christian Miliotti's character.
Sophia.
Sophia, yeah. Sophia, she's like, oh, how she sees his car, which is a purple like a
sports car kind of thing. Yeah.
She's like, oh, how inconspicuous, a purple like luxury car. He's like, plum, actually. It's like, like, fuck you, it's purple.
Plum is a shade of purple.
Exactly,
dumbass.
But it's funny that it points it out because he's a little vain. I guess maybe if they're trying to do that, I like that, but I still think it's a dumb choice to make his color purple.
I think they're gonna veer off of that soon, though.
I hope so.
Because they made a point of pointing that out a little bit more towards the end of the episode, going like, yeah, well, it's hard to escape when you're riding around in a plum car.
Yes, exactly. It was also like, you're committing crimes and killing people, like pretty openly, and then driving around in the most recognizable car in the whole of Gotham City. Mm-hmm. You're dumb. I thought you were supposed to be smart. But then when he goes to see his mother, he switches to an old hoopty Volvo.
Because she doesn't know about that car. She doesn't know about him being that kind of rich,
she doesn't,
I guess.
But she knows he has, you know, dealings, because she knows about the money in the wall.
Maybe he just doesn't want to put her house on the map then.
I guess.
By parking outside of her house with that plum car.
I guess. But like, why don't you know, if you're gonna do like shady dealings, like he visited whatever, I don't even spoiler warning, spoilers. He visits Maroni in prison. Fuck it. Yeah. After killing fuck it. I'm
Alfredo?
Just gonna say it now. Alfredo, not Adolfo. Alfredo, yeah. He kills Falcone's son on the night he's supposed to take over. And then when they're like, have you seen Alfredo? He's like, I don't know. But then he takes the ring, which famously Falcone, the daddy Falcone,
Senior.
from the movie, he wears as kind of a fuck you to Maroni after he put him in prison.
Because he stole it from him,
Yeah. And now they have obviously there's camera, we don't see it, but we have to assume that it's a prison. He goes to Blackgate prison, that there are cameras everywhere, so they see his plum car, they see him walk into the prison where they know Maroni is, because Blackgate is the big prison in Batman. Yes. And then, you know, when he's going to start this battle between them, and then he gives the ring to Maroni. Like, if Maroni ever gets out and he wears the ring, anyone who from the Falcone family is going to know, like, oh, you got the ring that Carmine wore and then gave to Alfredo. How did you have it? Oh, Oswald, who they already kind of suspect killed Alfredo, because, you know, people saw his dumb car outside the Iceberg Lounge the night he was killed.
Yeah.
They're gonna see that, you know, Oswald was at the prison. We're guessing them talking to Maroney. Who else would he talk to?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they're gonna find it out. He's too obvious. Don't give a ring that the guy you killed just wore to the guy you're now trying to backdoor deal with.
Yeah, I had to like rewind the episode and just double check that he actually drives the car to the prison. So like
they don't show that. I think
they don't show that. No, but the next scene he is driving in his plum car in the city. So
that's the car he drives. Yeah.
Because I was thinking like maybe they just maybe he went there with another car so no one can track it. And I mean, they're what's his name again?
Maroney.
Maroney is a pretty big guy, even in prison, I'm assuming, so he can maybe go like, yeah, you're not going to show this on cameras. Like, we're turning off the cameras.
Okay, but that's a lot of, like... And once again,
They should have showed that then.
Yeah. Also, my theory here that they're going to find it out through that is also, I'm reaching, but since they already kind of knew, like... Sophia figures it out pretty quickly that he actually
she's suspecting him straight away.
She knows until their next, ruse comes around with the car and everything. She knows it was him. Like, the jig is up. Yeah. So even though, here's the body. Oh, I guess it was someone else. It wasn't you. But she's still gonna have that in the back of her mind. Like, there was a lot of
suspected him, so he has
towards him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's all that evidence on those CCTV cameras. At the prison, like, so he feels both pretty clever and super dumb.
Yes,
and I guess they kind of explain that with his mom saying you were always impulsive. It's like, yeah, but he made it this far, so he can't be that impulsive.
Exactly,
or he has to be super clever to get out of dumb shit like this.
He's he's backtracking a lot to save his ass.
yeah.
That's half of his job. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I agree. There's a lot of things that are just like
they're gonna have to address
dumb.
That. Yeah.
Yeah, so they have to somehow point out how he skirted around those issues.
I mean, his original plan was to just like skip town with his mom.
Yes.
And that would have been even
But his
dumber.
mom goes like, you don't do that.
Yeah, that would have been even dumber, because then they know it was him. Like, oh, he fled? Yeah, it's him. We're going to track him down.
Yeah, exactly. Why are you running?
So even that was a dumb plan. I don't know. Although, overall, I thought it was... it's a little nitpicky. It is. But I just need to point it out. But overall, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It falls into the whole thing. This show only exists because... they can attach Batman to it. It's like The Joker, That movie made $1 billion because it was called The Joker. It's a good movie, but not even half of the people who went and saw that movie would have went if it was called, what's his name?
Clown Man.
Arthur Fleck. If it was called Arthur.
Yeah.
People going, what's this? Oh, movie about a crazy guy named Arthur? I'm not going to watch that. But then I was like, oh, it's The Joker. Things I know. It's recognizable.
Like, even if they just had the visual, that wouldn't have been enough. They needed the name.
Yeah. So here, they're just making another gangster show, which fine. But then they're not confident enough in their own writing and directing and filmmaking to not call it The Penguin, because they know that comic book nerds are going to go, ooh, it's The Penguin. I like the last Batman movie. I gotta watch this.
Yeah, and even people who just watched the movie, they're like, it's a continuation of that? Cool, I'm going to watch it.
I gotta watch this. It's like, no, it could have just been called whatever. It could have been called, fucking call it City of Fire or whatever, something dumb like that. Because, but because the city was flooded. It was not, but now it's on fire because of the criminal elements. Something like that. And then you say the city,
and you rewrite some of the details.
City will be his. Yeah, because there's nothing tying this. They mentioned the Batman once, saying that the vigilante known as Batman is still helping people. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, but that's when they're recapping the movie, when they're connecting the dots from the movie to this. They could have literally just had, because of this accident or because of this other criminal that did this stuff, flooded the city, or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Where the city is still struggling and it's shown mostly in the poor districts, yada yada yada, and then you get into the penguin.
Yeah.
Penguin.
That could have been an interesting setting for just a general gangster scene, like, oh, yeah, the seawall broke on this fictional version of New York. Yeah. And in the disaster, in the flood, the big cheese in the big, gangster family here who kind of runs the city, he died, and now there's a power vacuum. Yeah. Obviously, they think his son is going to take over, but there's going to be kind of like Game of Thrones since it's HBO. There's all these other like sub families and vying for the part. And then there's one guy who's basically just a soldier. He's not even that far up in the family, but he is clever, and he sees this is my time to shine. Yeah, the city will be his, like the tagline is. That would have been a fine show. Rhyme,
the city will be mine.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been fine, And like I said, the show is still good, but it's always going to have that thing, like, but it's part of this comic book thing. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's never going to be its own. It's never going to stand on its own. It's always going to be part of the Batman universe.
It's always going to be compared, and it's always going to be, like, criticized for not being
exactly, and some people are going to look down on it because of that.
Yeah,
I mean, I do too, to some extent.
Yeah,
I do, because then now they're going to have like at some point they're going to have to bring up the Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
People are going to want to talk. Oh, we have got to, and they have
You can't be in Gotham and be a criminal and not talk about the Batman.
Exactly. I mean, if they avoid that, I'll be really happy.
Sure, but I feel like they have to mention it.
Yeah.
I mean, don't put him on screen.
No.
But like, shit, Batman stopped another shipment or something.
Something, yeah. But yeah, I like the character is good whenever he's not being retarded.
Yeah.
I like that he has he gets a protege. The kids who are trying to steal his hubcaps.
Yeah.
Rims, I suppose, not hubcaps. And then he takes one of them as first kind of like a hostage, but then sort of like you'll keep helping me, not because I'm holding gun to your head. I'll give you some money, but now you're mine, basically,
Yeah.
There's this. He instantly recognizes a little bit of himself in the kid because they both have abnormalities, so to speak. And tough backgrounds. Yeah. The kid stammers or stutters.
That's true.
Mostly when he's nervous, but I think it's there.
Which everyone does.
yeah, but he has like a real stutter.
That hit him in the heart kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You poor thing.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking forward to see how that develops, definitely, and I hope there's a focus on their relationship and not just a bunch of, oh, we gotta go to do this and now we gotta pick up the drugs. No, focus on the character. Make it character driven. I mean, I think they will, because the new Batman movie was pretty character driven, even though it was kind of simple.
True.
I'm excited to keep watching it, especially since I know it's only going to be 8 episodes. So I know
that helps. That definitely helps.
I don't have to make plans for the next 10 years, like I'm kind of scared I'm doing with House of the Dragon, even though I'm maybe not watching the 3rd season. I don't know yet. But theoretically, I'm going to be stuck watching that show for 10 years. But yeah, so I think we should do the next episode. What do you think?
Sure. No, we can do it. I can't just say no straight away. It wasn't bad.
No, exactly.
And like I said, I'm a little bit curious about knowing more about Sophia, for example.
She felt, I guess, if you want to like say that they somehow made this a little bit comic booky, she felt like comic book villain.
She's a comic book villain. She's literally crazy and basically escaped the mental hospital while she got released, but still.
So that was good.
It reminded me of, which I guess isn't a bad thing, really, but because it's the same basic material. It reminded me of that old kids Batman show, Gotham. When Bruce Wayne is a child still. It's just after his parents died, and he starts becoming the Batman at 12.
Yeah, it's about a young commissioner. Well, before he's commissioner, it's about a young Gordon. Yeah, Inspector Gordon.
Yeah, and you have all the characters, but in young formats. Yeah. You have young Selina Kyle being Catwoman, but she's still a kid. I think the Joker turns up eventually. Yeah. But as a child and being like kind of psycho already.
They're all like teens or in their early 20s.
Yeah.
The Penguin is there too.
Oh, that's true. He turns up eventually. Yeah.
I watched some episodes of the first season. I never followed it because it was like, what?
No, me neither. But I, for some reason, just went, it's just that, but he's older now.
Sure, yeah.
Because that also had more of a grounded, not so much comic book style.
Yeah. Even though, they had like cat burglars actually dressed as cats. And they did introduce some.
She was a teenager, so maybe she was doing it ironically.
Yeah, they did introduce some like weirder villains towards the end. Towards the end, Ivy was in it, right? And she had the plant powers, didn't she?
I think so. I didn't watch that far.
Yeah, me neither. But I think so.
But I mean, I guess it's like, is Arrow DC?
Green Arrow, yeah.
That also had his own show, right?
Yes, that was the. That was also their own, like, they call it, like, their own, like, universe. It was, like, the DC TV universe or something. I don't know, which was...
That also spiraled out of control.
It was Supergirl. It was, whatever other shows.
They overlapped eventually, I think?
Yeah, they did, like, once a year, I think.
With the Flash as well?
Yeah, the Flash show, and the Legends of Tomorrow, whatever it was called, the Time Travelers. They did, like, once a year, they did a big, like, crossover... Based on, I think it was like
some part of the comic book.
Yeah, it's the Crisis on Infinite Earths or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
I know one of the crossovers was called that. And from what I heard, some of those shows was kind of corny, and I know some of the special effects became memes. That's Supergirl shot with the whatever. But I know a lot of people said like towards the end though, those shows were like pretty good.
And I mean, they kept going for quite a while, most of them.
I never watched them. I
watched Arrow, like, the first
when Arrow was new, I know it was on TV in Sweden, so I checked it out, and it's like, it's kind of like Batman, but with a bow and arrow. I'll watch it, and I saw, like, 2 episodes and never watched it again.
This is higher production value.
Oh,
the Penguin has a higher production value.
This, like we said,
but I still got the similar vibes. It's like, it's just, it's dark, it's superheroes without being like super, because
without the actual
most of them
superheroes
are not like
or supervillains. It's Shield. It's the Avengers without any of the Avengers. Oh yeah, whatever.
Kind of. Though I still prefer this over the Avengers. Any kind of.
Avengers. Sure, yeah. I never watched
anything DC is better.
Yeah, sorry. I'm still a DC fanboy. Always will be. Bring back the Snyderverse.
The only thing I like from Marvel is Spider-Man. That's about it.
Yeah.
That's nothing to do with this.
No.
We'll watch the second episode and we'll see. If it picks up, it picks up. If it doesn't, I might opt out.
Who knows? Maybe this will be like the next like big, prestige gangster drama of the 2020s. But then it's always been known as the Penguin.
Or maybe it's just an 8-hour-long movie that we could have had as a movie.
Probably, yeah. But once again, they would never greenlit a gangster movie about the Penguin.
No.
But a TV show, sure, because they have infinite money on Max, so they don't care.
Yeah.
Also, before we wrap this up, because that's it.
Yes.
Good first episode. I know some people were like, this is not good, and I was like, I think this...
It wasn't bad.
Specifically, it was Snarky J, and I think she's starting to like pander to her audience and just thinks everything is bad now.
I don't think I know who Snarky J is.
She's like a cosplayer / super Star Wars nerd who's been very commentary channel, but not super like incel-y, because she's a hot girl.
Okay. Yeah.
But she didn't like Beetlejuice. She called it woke. I was like, what are we talking about? It
was
like all not specific, but it was basically anti-woke. Yeah, and then I didn't watch the video, but the thumbnail was like, ooh, off to a shaky start about this. And I was like, what?
Wait, no, but she's done that YouTube has this thing where you can have same video up with different thumbnails?
Yeah, I just tried it myself, yeah.
Because the one I get up is the Penguin, already amazing.
Oh, so she changed it. It was clickbait.
Yeah,
I fell for the clickbait, but at least I didn't click it. Okay, fair enough. Sorry.
The title of the video is The Penguin Episode 1 Review. This is what TV should be.
Okay. Well, sorry, Snarky J, for calling you out. I don't know. Maybe I should have watched the video first.
That could be clickbait as well.
Could be.
Who knows?
Either way. We'll get back to you next week with the next episode. But
yes,
I want to wrap this up by talking about a little project we had that we were going to start, but then this came in the way.
Yeah.
Where we were going to pick a new show since we didn't have any show to follow. Oops. Where you picked a show for me to watch, and I picked a show for you to watch.
Yes.
You picked Avatar: The Last Airbender for me.
Yes, the animated one.
Yeah, the original.
Yes.
And for me to watch the first 5 episodes, because I've never seen it before. I don't think I've seen clips, but I've never seen even parts of an episode, And I gave you 3, because it's not a continuation.
4?
3, maybe it was, 3 episodes.
Maybe it was 3. I wrote them down somewhere.
3 episodes of Star Trek, the original series to watch.
Right.
But yeah, things got in the way, especially this now. We're going to have to do this probably 8 episodes, because even if it gets bad, we're probably going to do all 8. I think so. But I think...
We usually end up doing that.
Yeah, we should at least talk a little bit about this, and we can make this a clip and see if people want, we can do this as a poll.
Yeah.
Because I watched my 5 episodes of Avatar. You haven't had time yet to watch the Star Trek ones. Yeah. And I can say this as a little bit of a tease whenever we talk about that. It's pretty good. I'll probably keep watching it. Yeah. But
I have a feeling I'm not going to enjoy Star Trek as much.
Now,
I've seen bits and pieces of it, but maybe these 3 episodes will sway me.
I think you have, because, we've talked about this, I think you have matured as a film watcher. And also that you're just a little bit older now. I think you can actually appreciate just good writing, which these Star Trek is, especially in these episodes. But we'll make this into a clip then. And we'll say this. Do you want us to continue talking about the Penguin? I mean, we probably will, but I'll put this up. Either way. Do you want us to continue to talk about the Penguin for 8 weeks? Do you want us to talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender? Or do you want us to talk about Star Trek, the original series, the Kirk show, the Spock show?
Or at least, do you want us to do the episode we planned on, which is talking about the 2 shows and deciding on which or either if we're gonna make a series out of watching one of them?
Yeah, whatever.
That was the original plan, right?
Yeah, to pick one and then continue with that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Or both, if we decided that both were good enough.
Yeah. Damn it, Rebecca. It's like, it's this. Oh, but it's also this. No, it's not.
We have so many choices now. I know. Yeah. Sorry.
So, leave a comment down below. Which show do you want us to talk about? Penguin? Star Trek? Avatar? Something else? Leave a comment. But that's it. Yeah. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And we'll be back next week with something. Leave a comment, like we said. But until then, have a good one.
Bye.